My name is Ashley Beamon, and I am a breast cancer survivor. December 2023, I had a normal women's exam along with a breast exam, and nothing was detected at that time. Fast forward about 2 weeks later, the middle of January, I was undressing one night in my bedroom and my hand brushed across my breast, and I was like, ooh, that's a little tender. And I found a lump. I already had an appointment with my primary care physician at the Colquitt clinic, so I kept that appointment, and in January, 2 weeks later, January 31st, I went to that appointment, and my primary care physician felt the lump and then advised that I needed an ultrasound, just to see what it was. And I went in a little while later for an ultrasound, and they really couldn't tell what it was, and they had me take some antibiotics and do a follow-up ultrasound. And at that point, that ultrasound, there was no change. And so at this point, we still are not sure what the lump is, and it's April. And so my primary care physician went ahead and referred me over to a surgeon at the Sterling Center. And when I met with that surgeon, he said that I was 37 at the time, and I'd never had a mammogram. And he said, let's go have a mammogram. He said, it's not too early. You definitely have something that we need to look at. And he said, from your mammogram, if I can tell that it's just a little benign fibroidous tumor, I'll go in and I'll take it out. He said, if I can't tell what it is from the mammogram, he said, I need a biopsy. So a few days later, I go in and I have my mammogram. And before I'm leaving from the mammogram appointment, the technician come in and said, we want a biopsy, and it's in 2 days. So 2 days later, I go back. That was on a Friday. I go back in and I have my biopsy done. And the following Monday, is when I got the call. It was confirmed breast cancer. So Monday evening, I got the call that I had breast cancer. At that time, we weren't sure what kind it was. We needed some further testing. And that was May 6th, 2024. So at this point, I got the C word. And your mind's running a mile a minute. You're not sure, what everything's going to go. And it had taken from January to May to get an answer to this lump. And I was like, oh my goodness, we got to figure things out. But at the same time, I felt okay. I had peace in that time frame about the lump. I was like, it's fine. It's not cancer. That's just that mentality, I guess, because that's not what you want to hear. But I had peace the whole time throughout. And then even after hearing the word cancer, I had peace, but it was hard. And so after we got the diagnosis, things moved very quickly. I had a follow-up appointment with Dr. Zhu, the oncologist at the Edwards Cancer Center, and he ordered, the typical MRI, CT scan, and those appointments moved very fast. And I started chemotherapy in June 2024. So within a month of being diagnosed, we already had a treatment plan, and I started chemotherapy. One of the things that I really appreciate about the Edwards Cancer Center and Dr. Zhu was he gave me a lot of knowledge, and he put it in a language that I could understand. But at the same time, he allowed me to make my own choices, because I wanted to know why we were doing chemotherapy and not removing the lump. And he was able to explain his reasoning behind that. So I did complete the 6 rounds of chemotherapy through the summer. A little bit into August and September, and I'm almost a year out from completing my chemotherapy. And from there, I went and I chose to have a bilateral mastectomy with reconstruction. I go to the Sterling Surgery Center and I see Dr. Bastians for that reconstruction, and she has been great as well. The care that I've received from Colquitt Regional Medical Center at the times I've gone to the emergency room because I could feel that my levels were not right, it has been wonderful. I've just received really good care through Colquitt Regional Medical Center and the whole Sterling Center physician group. So along with the cancer diagnosis, and I knew I needed to seek treatment, I have 2 small children at home, at the time ages 8 and 5, and I knew I did not want to travel. I didn't want to go several hours away. I wanted to be able to receive my treatments locally if possible, and I have been very blessed to do everything that I have done here locally in Moultrie, Georgia, and that is why Edwards Cancer Center was my first choice for cancer treatment.